So this is currently set to voice enhancement, and that's what you're getting straight out of the camera. I'm talking straight into the mic. What I will say is they have done a good job with this mic and everything that they have going on. I have been really happy and impressed with the quality just walking around and using it, but it's still never going to be as good as that wireless mic plugged into the side. Like, that's going to be the best. So this is going to be that baseline for you guys that are trying to figure out the audio, and all of these files are going to be dropped, at least the Go Ultra files. I'm going to be placing them inside of the 360 creator community. You can go to thebetterbuyguy.com and join that community, and then you'll have access to the raw files of all of these things, and you can manipulate and test for yourself. That's the goal of this kind of stuff. So this was the voice isolation. This is the auto wind noise reduction strong. So obviously there's not a lot of wind in here, and that might be something that you should be aware of if you're just like not out and about. Maybe you turn this setting off, but I wanted to give this as a baseline again for one of the options that you could choose based on the current environment that I am in. And so this is the auto wind noise reduction on. One thing that I will say is that somebody did ask about the mono and stereo for the A1, so we will be checking that shortly, but you have to do that in the app on the phone. All right, let's switch over to the weak wind noise reduction. So this is the weak wind noise reduction for the Go Ultra. And again, you shouldn't hear much of a difference, I would imagine, since there's not a bunch of wind noise anyway. I would imagine that if you are outside, then this is going to do a little less manipulation of your voice, so you should get a more natural sounding voice, but then you also risk the wind noise and everything coming in. One thing I will say is when I've been outside using this and testing it, holding the camera in your hand usually blocks most of the wind unless you're like turning it towards the wind, so you can kind of cover that anyway. You can protect it, especially if you're just holding a little pod. It seems to work really well for me, but again, you got to watch where the wind is coming from. So now we're going to switch to the last one, which is the stereo option for the Go Ultra. I'm really curious about how this is going to sound. So they say that this option is suitable for music and other like outdoor scenarios. So as far as I can tell, there is only one mic on this camera, and it's the main mic that I'm staring at. It's the little circle thing. So if that is the case, then I don't know how they're achieving stereo if they're just simply like widening the range of what's being brought in through the through the audio stuff, and they're not clipping out anything. If that's what they're doing, that's not true stereo. That's just like one recording coming in. Maybe there are two actually mic channels underneath this little tiny circle, and they're able to just merge them in the camera or keep them separate, but because they are right next to each other, I don't see why that would be so useful since they're in the same place. I would assume that there's just one quality mic in there that's getting all of this. And now we're going to dive into the Insta360 Mic Air. So this is with the noise canceling turned on for the Insta360 Mic Air. Hopefully this sounds pretty decent. I'm going to switch over to the non-noise canceling in just a second so you can hear the difference, but obviously this is the dongle. And so the fact that we don't have the Bluetooth at launch is a little disappointing to me. This would technically always be a little bit higher quality audio and better range, but there's so many other mics on the market at this point that like, I don't know which one I would recommend yet. I think we'll be able to decide that better afterwards. I do think the A1 has a better audio quality from just like a little bit of testing yesterday, but that's not like extreme testing. And I like the way the A1 did their little wind muffs. All right, so this is the Mic Air wind muff, and I just think the A1 with the thing that goes on the side. Where did this go? This guy, this little guy right here. I just think they did this better. So let's go ahead and switch over to non-noise canceling really quickly, just with a double tap. And we should be switched over. There we go. So this should be a natural sounding thing. You're probably hearing more of the, maybe like the air unit or whatever. And this is what you could expect. I don't need any sort of wind muff on this guy right now. What I will say is I have really enjoyed the Mic Air connected to the X5. I've been using that a lot. So that's something that I've been really happy with. But it is definitely like, when it comes to this, I don't know which one I'm going to end up going with. You know, I think that I'll stick with the Mic Air once they give us the Bluetooth connectivity and everything, if the quality is good and all that. But this is a really great option, the Lark A1, if you're someone that's trying to get that little bit of next level and the dual stuff. We're going to find out if the stereo really works, so let's move on to that. So this is the audio coming out of the DJI Mic Mini through the Bluetooth connection. And I thought it was going to give me the ability to turn the noise canceling on and off, but neither one of those buttons seems to be working. And it's definitely a double press on one of them, so, or a single press on one of them. So it should have worked with one of those combinations that I just tried, but it didn't. And that's what you could expect right here through the Bluetooth of the Mic Mini. So if you are someone that has the Mic Mini and you're like, you know what, this sounds good enough to me, I'd be more than happy using it, then there you go. This is the one for you. You already got it. You're ready to go. Connect that sucker up and blast off. You might need to get the Go Ultra though. So there's that. Make sure you get the one that actually has the freaking mounts, or figure something out there. Like, I'm so disappointed because like I wanted the black one. I didn't want the white one. So I wasn't going to spend all of the money on a color that I didn't even want. But like, man, all right. So this is the Mic Mini. And we're gonna go ahead and shut this guy off. So we are now filming with the Hollyland Lark A1 mono option, and the settings are medium for the noise cancellation or the noise isolation, and then the volume is set to 4 through the app. So that is what you could expect, or this is what you could expect from the mic connected right there on the chest if you're walking around doing stuff. And if you did pull out the other mic, it's in mono mode, so it's just gonna be one channel. The question is, when I switch this over to stereo, will we actually get a stereo recording coming through, or will we lose that? I don't know that answer, and I won't know that answer until after I finish editing this video, which is already gonna be pretty long because we've just gotten through the first 2 mics. But this is what I wanted to do to test everything for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the noise canceling off. There we go. I muted it instead of turning it off. So just one press for this one. You got to remember that between the differences. So this is what it sounds like without noise canceling turned on for those of you that are trying to figure out if you prefer this more natural sound and obviously the environment around you. This might be good enough for those of you that are wanting more of a stereo feel or like that ambiance feel where you're not cutting out all of those other things and you get the natural sounds of the environment. Could be something you're interested in. Maybe you do outdoor stuff, walking around, traffic sounds, all that kind of stuff. All right, let's go ahead and try stereo. So just a little quick recap, you have to pull both mics out to be able to do this part. You switch over to stereo, and now we've got both mics going on. We can turn noise canceling on medium again. I'm gonna leave that on for now, and then I'll switch that off in a second. So we go ahead and pull this guy out of there. Now we plug it back into the Go Ultra, and I am very confident it's not gonna give us 2 different bars. So the real question is, if it's so, we're definitely only getting 1 little bar up at the top for the audio, so we won't be able to know until we're in post if it gave us 2 different things. But let's go ahead and start recording. So right now I have the white mic up here recording, and then I have the black mic over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mute the white one really quickly by pressing it twice. And now the white one is muted, so the audio should only be coming through the black one. And I do see audio coming through. The question is this audio some sort of a stereo option? And again, I'm putting all of these files, the Go files, inside of the community, the 360 creator community, so that we can see those, download those, test those, and kind of figure out for yourself what you want for this whole situation. We're gonna go ahead and unmute the white one. And now we are back to both of them. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out as far as an audio thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to non-noise canceling just so you can hear the difference. So one press takes both mics out of the noise canceling option. And I am kind of curious too, like, is this gonna give me, in regards to the stereo, is it gonna give me like a weird reverb, or is it gonna be like boosting everything because it's getting both mics at the same time? Maybe it's feeding them into a mono track. We're gonna find out after this. My theory is this: it's coming in 2 different tracks over there, but when it's sending to the Go Ultra, it's taking it in as one. That's my theory. We'll find out. So let's stop this recording and keep going. This is the Mic 2 at 0 dB according to the controller right here plugged into the side, and I've got the noise canceling turned on for this one, so you can hear what that's gonna sound like. I'm gonna take the noise canceling off in just a second so you can hear that difference. Like I said, my goal is to make this the most thorough audio test on the internet so that other people can just come through and check these things. This is gonna be a really long video, I think. Actually, it's gonna be like maybe 30 minutes is probably the end of this video. So that was about 20 seconds of the Mic 2. Let's go ahead, or the Mic Mini rather, and we're gonna go ahead and switch the noise canceling off. So it should be able to double tap. Should take me into blue, one of these, 1, 2. There we go. Now we are in the noise canceling. So I don't think that the other one was doing noise canceling when I had it turned on. I had this little yellow light, and then I had the blue one over there. So noise canceling is definitely showing up over here. Oh wait, I lost the mic. What the heck? Oh shoot. Well guys, I lost the mic, so don't do that. What just happened? Okay, so one press does turn the noise canceling on with the Mic Mini. All right, so there you go. So now we have noise canceling turned on. Wow, that was a crazy little journey that I just took myself on. And it shows up over on this side, this little yellow light right there. So let me go ahead and press this again. And we should have noise canceling turned off. Yes, we do. So now we are in the natural setting there. So that is what you could expect. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one out, and we'll connect it and see what happens when we do this, just out of curiosity. So this guy should connect immediately to that one. Yep, we got it. And now we have these 2 mics running into this camera. I'm curious to see how this sounds. Let's go ahead and, if I press this, does it do it? What does this do? Noise canceling is turned on for this one and that one, so it does both at the same time. All right, I have not set the Mic Mini to do stereo, so I'm not gonna bother with that setting actually at this point. I think it's just a little egregious, but this is what you could expect out of the mono stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. and go on to our next one, which is going to be the Lark M2. Wow. We are now recording over with the Lark M2, and we have noise canceling turned on. I will turn it off in just a second, just so we can hear the difference for the M2. But this is like my favorite one. I love it because you get the camera combo set over here, which is absolutely awesome. You can use that for, you know, the normal studio stuff. Plus you can get the USB-C thing. So you kind of get a little more range out of your money for this one, but it is twice the price. So that is something to consider. I still really like the Lark A1. It's definitely going to be my most recommended one for anyone doing the Go Ultra, just because of the size. No matter how much better the rest of this audio is, I think the A1 is the way to go for the price and the size and just like the form factor. So there's that. All right, so that is that. Let's go ahead and switch over to non-noise reduction so you can hear kind of a more natural sound that would be coming through this Go Ultra. And holy smokes, I'm thinking about the fact that I still have to do the Mic 2 and the Lark Max, and then we will be done, and that is one heck of a journey ahead of me, but we're gonna pull this thing off. So thank you guys for sticking around. If this is helping you, please like the video, drop a comment down below, let me know which mic you think sounded the best, and let's go ahead and pull off the second mic. So we'll do a mono option here really quickly. Let's see if this connects. This should connect pretty quickly here. Yep, there we go. So now we have both mics connected, and I'm curious to see what is happening when I see this in post. So there's a little yellow one. You can tell the difference right there. All right, we'll go ahead and double tap this. Oops. I shouldn't have done that. Just one tap, and now we are noise canceling with both of these, and you can hear that difference. What? This is like this. I'm glad that I'm doing this, but like, holy smokes, this is. It always becomes more than what you're expecting. All right, so let's go ahead and hop out of here, and then we will drop the. We'll switch over to stereo. This is the DJI Mic 2 connected to the Go 3 Ultra, or the Go Ultra, Insta360 Go Ultra. And there's so many things that I can control right now. 32-bit float is turned on. We've got this set to negative, or at 0. I'm actually gonna go ahead and drop this down to 5 really quickly, just so we can see this. So if I come over here and we drop this down to -5 as an individual mic, you can hear what you would be getting. I do think the Mic 2 is just an exceptional microphone. There's nothing wrong with this thing. You can put a lav in there. You could do all sorts of extra stuff. The ability to quickly control it. But with the Go Ultra, I think you're looking for that go factor, the ability to just run around and get stuff done. And so I don't think that this is that this makes sense for that. Now maybe it does. Maybe you're like, you know what? Since I have the Mic 2, I can connect it to the Go Ultra when I want to, and maybe that's actually something that's worth it to you. So we have that thing going on. I'm going to go ahead and pop off. We'll go ahead and leave that at -10, so these will both be at the same. We'll pull this guy out, and we should go ahead and get the extra audio coming through. I guess I have to turn this on. Now we are on, and now we have both audios, and I'm going to hold the white one away from me at -10, so maybe we can hear some sort of a difference. Maybe it's stereo, maybe it's not. We'll find out in post. And that's what you could expect out of the Mic 2 at -10 dB, and then we'll go ahead and turn noise canceling off. So this is the normal sounds that you would get if you were in this environment without any sort of noise reduction going on. Whew, this is absolutely crazy. This mic might be actually too low right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually raise this up. I'm gonna raise the one on my chest up to 0 again, because that actually looked pretty good coming through. And now we should have what I would consider to be the best, what's looking like the best audio coming into the Go Ultra. And then we obviously have both of these, so that might be kind of trippy. As far as stereo settings, I don't even know how we would do that with this quickly. It would take me a little bit to do that, so we're not going to bother with that one. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this back out of here, so we're going to lose that second channel, and then it's just going to be this one in no noise canceling. So you can hear exactly what you'd be getting if you just had the Mic 2 without noise canceling turned on, and you're just crushing it. And I'm almost at 30 minutes on my Canon camera, which means we'll probably have to stop the recording. I think it's going to roll. We are now on the Lark Max 2. We're using the USB-C, and we're going to be dropping this guy right on my chest. So, we'll be clipping him in right there. Boom. So here we go. We're going to drop this guy into the... This is so crazy. Testing, 1, 2, 3. We should have a mic coming through in just a second. Oh, we don't. Now that's interesting. That is the first time that a mic plugged into this thing didn't show up right there. Very interesting indeed. Huh. I don't know what to say about that. That's actually quite surprising. We'll try this one more time. We just plugged in the device, and I'm waiting, and I got nothing. So we have no audio. So I guess the Lark Max 2 does not work with the Go Ultra. in case you were wondering. Not that that was going to be a common thing, but it is what it is. So that's going to finish off our test. And just really quickly, I want you to see, for the sake of the battery stuff, right here, if we look at this, after all of this, we are down to 56% on the main unit. That one is still at 100, and I've been filming for more than 40 minutes, all right, off and on, 4K 60, all that kind of stuff. So pretty dang good battery life, pretty good experience here, and I am very happy with this final outcome. So if you enjoyed this video, if you joined me on this, I'm sorry about that ending. I was not expecting the Lark Max 2 to not work at all, especially since all of these other ones did. But that is what it is. So there we go. That's it. Guys, I am actually going to be giving away different mics and camera setups inside a 360 Creator community as we hit different milestones for membership. So if you are someone that loves this kind of tech and you enjoy just all of these kinds of things, you like talking with other people about it, oops, I forgot to put that back in, and all of that, then come check out the 360 Creator community and just support each other as creators. Actually, it's really cool. I've got this whole thing going on. As we get more members, the community will turn into an affiliate community, and obviously we'll continue to do giveaways and fun stuff every month and all that kind of thing to help everybody out in their own creator journey. So there you go. That's the full audio test. I now have to go edit all of this footage, and that is going to be a monster. An absolute monster. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for sticking around. Let's rise with the tide. Remember that actions beat ideas, and ideas don't take action, so let's move the needle.